Hello, and Pockets here, back again playing some more EVE Online. I know today is usually my level 4 mission slash recently burner mission blitzing deal with the material, but I decided to take this week off after last week's loss of the Nurgle. I haven't replaced yet, and I didn't feel like taking the time going through the markets and hauling that stuff around. Kind of just asking for trouble, hauling that much, going through market hubs and stuff with the 100% loot drop rate. I want to do it when I can also fit out maybe a Daredevil and a couple other ships to do some of the stuff a Nurgle can't do. So we'll try to get that all that logistics stuff done over the next week and get back to our level 4 missions in the following week. But for this one, I wanted to put out an extra emerging Conduits video. I know I promised that the next one would be going out with some friends and running them and see how fast and what we can do that way. And I still plan to do that for Thursday if I can get 2 people. So I don't think it'll be a problem, just a matter of getting our schedules all lined up. So look forward to that on Thursday's video. That'll be hopefully what I do there. But for this one, my last Rattlesnake video sparked some good conversation, and one of them was one of the viewers left a comment. Bob Boberson left a comment about using an AutoCannon fit Praxis to some good effect. So I wanted to give it a try. Now I did take his idea, but I built my own fit. It's very similar to the original Kevin's Fury, basically swapping out the missiles for some autocannons and doing some other tweaks. So I want to give this a try just to see how it works out. So let's take a look at the fit I came up with. I actually have 3 fits we can play around with. This one's definitely not necessarily going to be alpha friendly for some. Well, it could be flown by an alpha, but I don't know how well. Anyway, in the highs, I have 3 800mm heavy scout repeating autocannons. Now, I know this is probably going to struggle with tracking against I'll go into the next thing. Tracking against the frigates. I'm hoping between the Grappler and the tracking computers and whatnot, we get that 7 is enough for tracking. To that end, we're also going to use light drones, which will help apply DPS to the smaller targets. This should really take that Vedmak apart, though, so fingers crossed. The fit could also fit T2 guns here to get more DPS without affecting tracking and range too much, or at all even. And the only reason I did the metal ones here is because I already had these. I didn't have to buy anything for this fit. I think I bought the one T2 Grappler because everything else... Actually, no. I bought 2 pieces because I didn't have them, but they were cheap. Everything else I just had, so I grabbed them. Right now I'm flying also a tractor beam, small tractor beam 2 in the high slot. I do this because right now we have the trick-or-treat event going on. It's 100% loot drop, so MTUs are high priority targets for people. They'll come and either shoot your MTU and steal your loot or try to bait you into attacking them and kill you. And so just while I'm recording, I don't want to encourage that, so I'm going to leave the MTU in the hold this time around and just use the tractor beam to get the loot. Could swap this out for a salvager and use the MTU and do salvaging while you go. That's up to you, but for now we're just going to use that. Could also use some sort of boosting up here maybe, though I don't think it'll fit. Here we also have our tracking computer 2 with a tracking speed script. That gets us to our 7.2 tracking. You could swap this out for the optimal range, but with large guns, where with autocannons, it doesn't help all that much. So you can see here we have 3 kilometers and 28 kilometers for our ranges. And if we swap this to optimal range, like that, our tracking goes down to 5, and we get about 400 meters on our optimal range. So, I mean, it might help against the cruiser, but I don't think that'll be an issue. So I'm probably just going to use the optimal range script. I've got some other bits in here. We'll talk about that as we go. Why did I not? Okay, not optimal range. Tracking speed script. Oh, that's because, right. Never mind, doesn't matter. I don't have one in my hold because it's already loaded into the gun. See? Alright. And then 2, adaptive invulnerability field 2s. If you want to bling it out, you could, but not necessary in this fit, so this seems to be okay. Gives us a good Omni tank because that's what the Praxis is good at. It's kind of why I like the Praxis. It's very flexible, so we can make changes quite easily. Here I have a shield boost Amplifier 2. This is one of the other modules I had to buy because I didn't have a Tech 2. I had a Meta one, but we're going to throw the Tech 2 on now just to see how it works. You could meta it. You don't lose that much tank, and we can look at that when we look at Pyfa here in a second. Guristas extra large shield booster. Originally I built this out with a Tech 2 extra large shield booster, but I had the Guristas ones already, so I threw it on. We do have some issues with the Tech 2. It uses a little more capacitor and such, so I'll show you that as well. Actually, no, it wasn't a Tech 2, it was a Meta one. That's right. I have 3 fits. I spent all morning doing this, so I'm a little confused. Republic Fleet Large Cap Battery. You could switch it out for a Thucker to get an extra resistance against the Nuding, but again, I have more Republic Fleets than Thuckers available, so I threw this one on. Thucker should fit, though. And the Heavy Stasis Grappler 2, which is the other module I had to buy for this fit, all in all cost me about, 10 million or something. And the lows right now, we have 2 Drone Damage Amplifier 2s. This is going to give us some extra damage with our Hobgoblins or Warriors, as well as our mediums, the Hammerheads, Valkyries. I'm bringing all 4 types. We're going to sort of mix and match and see what works out. See how things go. I'm hoping that we can track well enough with the Hobgoblins, because they do good damage. So if they can hit the frigates reliably, we'll use them. If we have to switch to Warriors, we will. 2 Gyro Stabilizer 2s. Now, if we find that, that's why I brought some extra stuff. We find that we're not applying very well, even against the cruiser. We may swap one or both of these out for tracking enhancers, which I'm bringing with us for the ride. But right now we're going to try them as gyro stabilizers and see what we're doing. This is kind of sciencey. And then 3 Flux Coil 2s. This gets us cap stable. Now it does say 9% here. PIFA says 40%, so I don't know exactly what the difference is, but we'll see how it goes. 10%, I mean, this means we're probably going to be targeting the starving ships first, hopefully. And then for rigs, just 2 Tech 2 large capacitor control circuits and a Tech 1. Now, of this 300, almost 400 million cost, 50% of that is this Dread Guristas. It's about 200 million. So metaing this down, if the tank holds, can save us about half the cost of the ship. But again, I already had this, and I didn't actually have the meta one on hand, so I just used what I had. All right, and then for drones, as I said, we're using Hobgoblins, maybe Warriors. We'll see how the tracking goes on the Hammerheads, on the Hobgoblins. Hobgoblins are worse tracking, slightly more DPS, so 38 damage per second versus 30 damage per second, and that's per unit, right? So you can see the tracking is 218 or 3. And the same with Valkyries, so we get more DPS, 61 versus 49 out of each Hammerhead. So hopefully the Galente drones will be enough. We'll see how tracking goes. Let's look at PIFA, because I haven't shown that for you guys yet. So those of you that don't know it yet, this is PIFA. Now I've imported Kel, so you can see he's up here. So this is his scales that we have in the game. I'm still not entirely sure why we have different numbers, but that's okay. So you can see here our capacitor says it's stable at 40%, even though the fit is exactly the same. But some of the other fits, so I have the new Praxis. This is the meta boost, so it's the exact same fit, swapping out the Dread Guristas for this extra large C5L. So you can see the cost is like 260 million. We dropped 200 million for that. But our actual boosting, let's switch this back to uniform, it's fine, is 450.2 EHP right here. So the top number is your actual boosting, full boosting, and this is based on cap. So if you're not cap stable, it'll show you what you can maintain, kind of. So right now, because we're cap stable, it's fine. 450, so I can show you if I actually turn this off. Let's actually just unfit the battery. You can see no longer cap stable, and you can see we have a second number, so we can actually maintain, by pulsing, 352 EHP. So that's turning it off when we don't need it, which we're going to do anyway. But we do lose, so 450.2, 570, so we lose 120 EHP per second, effectively. This is the effective EHP because it takes into account our resists and so on. So that is another option. The other thing we're looking at trying potentially is dropping down to dual 650mm guns, so we get another point of tracking, which may be enough. The only difference is our optimal range is slightly, our range is a little worse, so we may apply a little worse, especially to the cruiser that sits out at like 16. So we may try this. If we do this, we can also do some things like we can swap out drone damage amps for whatever. We'll figure it out. But for now, we're going to try the first one, and we'll see how it goes. If it works, I won't even try the other two in this video. But yeah, that's PIFA. You can import your character and do things like that. You can switch in drones. We can switch in implants. All sorts of fun stuff here. You can switch, as you saw, the damage type. Right now, when I'm doing it, I just go to here so we can see what we're going to do against heavy thermal and explosive damage, which is a lot of this room. But since it does kind of Omni, we want to tank it all anyway. I'm going to find a site. Right now where I am is under Triglavian invasion. So I'm going to find us a site, and I'll bring you guys back once I have a site all lined up. So stand by, and we'll see you in a minute. Okay, so it's a bit of a busy system, but we are going to try it. See if this site is busy. Turn on all our full modules. We'll try to maintain some semblance of shield boosting etiquette or control by not just full on boosting. Conserve as much cap as we can. I did stretch out my local just so I can see everybody, watch for some problems. See what we see. There's a Myrmidon. He might be in... Well, there's a lot of other sites too, so... Oh yeah, there we go. Rattlesnake, he's in here doing this. No, he's not. No, he's not. Okay, so we can try this. It's going to take us a second. We're going to warp over here. I thought maybe the Rattlesnake would be running these sites, but
drive active.
Technically we could almost reach them, but I want to get in on top. We're going to launch our Hobgoblins to start. We got to get this warp. It's so slow compared to my... I've been running these in an Icky Tursa on my own time just for the fun of it. It's actually not quite as good as my Drek. But it's more fun because I have to actually do things like overheat sometimes and pop my assault damage control. So if you guys want to see that, let me know. I'll definitely consider that. So we're actually going to start right here. We have to wait for him to get in range. We don't want to deploy our drones too soon. Okay, they're starting to apply damage. What's our actual 24? And we'll start repping at about half. So let's see. How did the Hobgoblins miss? They're missing him? Our guns are hitting. I don't know how much. Oh, we just missed. So we are going to struggle a little bit on the frigates, but that's okay. We were expecting that. We can start repping now. We just want to get the starvings down. We want to conserve as much cap as we can. I just want to see what our drones are doing. Okay. So we are going to watch D-scan here. We'll watch it on 5. If we see anything scary, like catalysts or taloses or something, we'll align out. We could fight aligned. Everything's fast enough to catch up to us, but I don't want to outdistance the... Okay. It's probably enough cap, or enough shields for now. We lost one of our Hobgoblins already. I wasn't even paying attention. Okay. They're missing anyway, so let's try the Warriors. When did that happen? I wasn't even paying attention. I probably pulled them out just a little too soon. Here's some stuff we want to tractor in. Okay, so the Warriors might do a little better here. Are we shooting? We're webbing. Let's recharge our shields here. And we're going to tractor these in and loot them. Once they're within 24, can I shoot this guy? Yeah, so once they're stopped, we do a pretty decent 500 damage. I mean, it's a quarter. We could probably do with a little more tracking to apply better. So we are missing. That one's in range. That's not something we want. Tractor this one in. We don't need to be doing that. Conserve some more cap. So far it's working out all right. We're going to wait till we've actually slowed them down a fair bit. So you can see we actually dropped them a pretty good amount. 80%. That looks good right there. And then we can shoot. Oh, we missed. Alright. Alright. We can turn this off. Watch our shields. That's not something we want. Any more wrecks? No. Nothing with loot anyway. How are we doing? So I think these 200s, that's us. We're still missing. Let's recall the drones for a second because they are pretty soft. We'll get everything sort of locked up. We are gonna prioritize this guy. We'll bring our... Oh, I can't believe it. We lost all of our... Start repping our shields here. Start webbing, start droning. We have to watch this tangling. Oh, no, he did it. He switched off. When he's yellow, it means he's targeting something else. And we definitely don't want to let him kill our drones. It's probably good for shields. Again, we're just trying to maintain it. Get the Starvings, get these Rasnaborgs. Tank is holding pretty solid. So far I'm actually pretty okay with this fit. Tracking the frigates obviously is a little hard. But even if we hit a few times, we'll see how well we're applying to the Vedmak. If we still have room for application, like we're not doing like 1,000 or almost 2,000 per shot on the Vedmak, we'll switch the lows to tracking. Okay, so we'll let this Kiki slow down a little. There, that's beautiful. Boom. Yeah, so we definitely applied to the pretty okay. Again, this one's for science. We'll dock up and we'll switch the lows to tracking to see what they do. Okay. Whoops. We'll let him slow down. Tank is going to hold. Once we drop him, the tank should hold just fine. We haven't lost any warriors. No, I want to keep doing that. I accidentally bumped it when I turned off the grapple. Okay. So we're doing thermal damage with our thermal kinetic, right? Yeah, so the thermal kinetic one is our gun. So we're doing about a quarter of our damage, even to the Drex. Or the Kikis. I don't know why we're not killing the Harrowing first, but it's too late. We'll probably reload and let the drones take out the last two for a bit. 70 rounds, though. Doing alright. We've used about half our ammo. Now we're over-repping. So let's save some cap for the final wave. That's where it's going to be tricky, is that Vedmak. We got to kill it pretty quick. So we'll see how this goes. See how this goes. Once he's dropped, we'll top up our shields here. One. Reload that. Let's drop this, buddies. Let's give it another pulse. I want to keep it not quite topped up, because we're going to be running it full once the Vedmak. And if we get the big spawn, going to be a little bit of damage that we'll have to mitigate. Let's grab this loot rack here. Is there another loot rack? No, those ones are already done. We'll pull that in while we're reloading. Okay, we can afford to shoot that guy now. Oh no, it didn't reload. Whoopsie. Let's do that. Okay. Obviously it's not going to be as fast as we'd like, because we're still kind of learning the ins and outs, but... Okay. Oops, I didn't want to shoot until he slowed down a bit. That's okay. That's a wasted shot. Once he slows down... So part of the problem here is our drones are orbiting him, and they're small. So we could also consider drone tracking speed enhancements. Let's stop that. This guy's not going to do a whole lot. And we're going to switch to our hammerheads for the Vedmak. Oops, I called him too soon. Okay, Ved. And then Raz, Starve, Starve. Okay. Okay, let's just start seeing what we do here. 700 with our guns. So that's less than half. So tracking might actually benefit our guns there as well. It's dropping them pretty quick. We're going to probably want to take out the Starvings for the Kikis. Because once that Vedmak's gone, we should hold quite nicely. Alright. Sorry, I'm thinking. Okay, so we're at about half, but he's going to drop. Our Capacitor's definitely getting taxed a little bit. So let's go ahead and take this out. We'll wait for it to drop its speed a little bit. See if our Capacitor, our shield booster can keep up. Start dropping this guy. It's 2 Kikis. At least we didn't get Rasnaborg. We'd probably struggle against the dual. Oof. Okay. So we definitely have to consider taking out one of these Razes next. Or both of them even. Yes, yes, yes. Let's start aligning out here. We'll align to this. In case we need to make a run for it. Wow, okay. So maybe taking out the Starvings wasn't the right move to start. Let's overheat the things for now. So better tracking, I think, will help us. So you can see our Grappler's actually taking damage right now. Because we're overheating all the things. It's okay. We got this. Okay. Once that Kiki's done, we should be... 1 Kiki should be enough. Ugh. Everything's buzzing. We are lined out if we need it. I'll even leave my drones behind if we have to. Okay. No. Okay. Now, is it going to hold against the 1 Raz? 1 Starving is hurting, but we are stable. Looks like. We're alarming because we keep dropping below it, but it keeps coming back up a fair bit, so I think we have a minute. Okay, so we did hold it. So that worked out. That worked out a little bit in our favor. Drones are all still good. Do we have a wreck? We do, right there. We'll suck that one in. We're going to stay aligned for now. Actually, no, we're recovering. So once we're seeing that we're stabilizing, we'll stop moving. We'll just let it go through the motions here. Can we please... Oops, not that. I wanted to shoot him, not take off the web. That was silly. Okay, so that was a little trucker. I'm going to try better tracking, because again, we weren't even applying full damage to the Raz. That could be a range thing as well, though. So that may not help again. Or not Raz, the Zori's Vedmak. I will switch out my 2 gyros for tracking. Let's see how that goes. It may be a situation where we actually want to do all tracking. Even the drones. Get 2 drone tracking modules as well. That's 6 million. Yeah, we are stopped now. Everything's kind of stabilized. So that's great. Look at this guy next. We're over-repping here, so let's let that guy just do its thing. Let him slow down a bit, and then apply. Okay, so we survived. I'm wondering if tracking help us kill things a little faster. Especially like the Rasnaborgs, like the Vedmak. Even if we apply the same damage to the Vedmak, but we can take out the Kikis a little faster. We gotta rep some more. Interesting. But it does work. So after this one, I'll dock up. We won't be looking at time necessarily for this, because I want to try switching out the fit, and that's going to take us a minute. But you can see we're over-repping again. That's the thing to watch. Any more wrecks with loot? No. Okay. So it's a pretty lame looting site, looted site. We didn't get a whole lot, 6 million, but you know, that makes it a 10 million run. Let's slow that guy down. Let's apply this, and we can pulse that. We'll give it 2 pulses. That'll put us at pretty much full. Yeah, just shy. It's a slight bit of red. I don't even know if you guys can see it on the recording. Oh, we have hammerheads out still. Come on. Like, I mean, they hit hard, but they're not hitting enough. Not Valkyries. Warriors. That would have helped too against those Kikis. So let's not forget to do that in the future. So the other option, yeah, like we could switch full tracking in the lows. We'll see what happens. We're gonna switch it. Okay, cool. We'll run a couple cycles of the repper. We'll let this guy slow down before we shoot him with our guns, just to conserve ammo. That's enough repping. That should kill him before we have to rep again. Let's, did we loot this? I think we did. we did. Any more wrecks that we can loot? No. See what this guy drops. Okay, but we did clear the site, so it works. It's something we can do. We'd want to bring nanite paste. If we have to overheat like this, we'll want to bring some nanite repair paste. Everything's in. Let's go dock up. We'll switch in our low slots for some more tracking instead of the damage. We'll see how it goes. We're slow to warp. I'll bring you guys back once we are refit. Alright, so we have repaired, and we switched out our low slots from gyro stabilizers to tracking enhancers. Now we did lose like 150 DPS or so, but the fact that we weren't applying to most things anyway shouldn't matter, and we go up to an 8 point something tracking. Let's take a quick... Everything active, yeah, we go up to an 8 tracking, so maybe we'll hit a little better. Let's get all this stuff turned on. We are reloaded, and we're going to go back to this emerging site. Now, it didn't actually take me all that long, a couple minutes. And this site is appearing to be empty. Taking it a second to decide to load its stuff, but that's okay. And we are going to warp within 70. Try to get over there before they land, which we won't because we're slow. But let's take a quick... See how this works now with some better tracking, see what the numbers look like, all that jazz. I'd love to, I mean, because it's mostly frigates, the scariest thing is the cruiser, but if we can do enough that it doesn't matter, we're going to start right with warriors. And again, we got to take out the cap suckers at the beginning. Come on. Okay, we're engaged. We can drop out our drones. We'll let that guy slow down a little, and then we'll shoot him. All right. Drones are hitting. Where's our guns? 200. So that's about the same. And we still missed, eh? Obviously, it is going to be hard to track them with these, so maybe even swapping down again to the other guns. We'll try this one. We'll see where we're at. We're over-repping. Let's conserve some capacitor here, my friends. Make sure our drones aren't in trouble. Because we tank everything kind of equally, the Rasnaborgs aren't any more as a threat than other DPSers. So I think that's going to be a thing too. Yeah, we're not tracking any that much better. So we're going to try switching to the duels. Ugh. Can we web that guy? Hit the right buttons, that'll work. Stop over-repping. Let's get our drones switched over here as well. Might as well go where the webs are. Actually, you know what? You're tracking that just fine. Let's just see. So we're doing 700 with the guns. 800 on the Kikis. So that's not a bad amount of damage on the Kikis. Let's start repping. We're still not tracking frigates all that great. See here. Oh, look, I have friends. Maybe they'll go away. We'll see. This may be a botched test, but we are doing it. Like we're taking a little longer on that with the guns, but slow them down. Let's stop repping. Let's take this Rasnaborg out. Web them. Wait a second. Oh, we have a whole bunch of stuff coming in. Dual Noctis. Oh no, that's that's not a Noctis, that's the thing. Rattlesnake, Hyperion, Orca. Well, we'll see if they start shooting. They might go on their own merry way. See what he says. Nothing here? Okay. Come on, see what we're doing here. 200 damage. Start repping. We want to go into the next one with a fairly decent amount of shields and capacitors, so we'll do one more. We'll turn it off. Nah, they've deployed drones. Bastards. Oh, we'll see. Did the drones stay there? What are they doing? Ogres. No sentries, so they're not going to like snipe from there. They're going to send it in on the Vedmak is what they're going to do. let's do one more cycle of this. Since we have the capacitor for it. Do I have any salvageable or lootables? No. And then once he's dead, call in our warriors for a second. Target all these up. We're going to start with this starvings. We don't have Azorias, so we'll start with the starvings. We're engaged. He is slow, and we are repping. Alright, that was a good system, okay. You're gonna send him in, aren't you? You guys, leave me alone. I don't care if they take the... You know. They come in for their 4 million, or even... It's gonna be a little less because there's 3 of them, but... we're definitely gonna take out this Raz next. Give it a second to slow him down. With the Zorias, we're just going to fire everything. Try to get in before they have a chance to apply their damage, hopefully. We'll see. See if they say hi to us. We are definitely over-repping again. Alright, let's see what we got. I'm curious to see what they do. I mean, they haven't sent them in yet. They're waiting for the Zorias, and they're going to try and out-damage me. Let's start repping. Not that we need to, but I want to kind of be up near the top when we get that Vedmak on grid. Okay. They're the bigger threat to our drones. We're going to get him dead, and then we're going to reload. Actually, 80's probably good. As long as we get the main stuff off the grid quick. I mean, we've used 40. It loads 120. Why am I not shooting? Let's shoot. Do a couple cycles of the Repper. 1 and 2. So they said hi. Let them know I'm recording. Maybe that'll encourage them to just let me have it. Let's reload now, so we don't run out. Let's see what happens here. Okay, good. Yeah, it's a pretty quick reload. I'm used to like rapid lights and stuff. We're gonna do one cycle of the Repper here, or the booster. All right, Vedmak, here we go. Come on, get in. See what they do. We are just going to run full rep, and let's start targeting these. Oh good, we didn't get everything this time, so that's not going to be as bad. They're coming in now. It's far too late, my friends. That thing is pretty much dead. Alright. Woo! Could overheat our guns. That might be a smart move. Just to get a little bit extra cycles out of it real fast here. How are we applying to it? I should have checked that. Yeah, we're doing over 1,000 per shot, so it's actually better this way, I think. The tracking's still not quite there, but the tracking is still not quite where we want it to be. We'll suck that in before they can try and, I don't know. How's our tank holding? We definitely get one of the starvings down, and then maybe this. Get one of the starvings dead, and then this Zoria's here, or this Raznaborg. Let's see how everything holds. I think we can hold one starving, it seems. So loot that. Drop the lock. Any more? No. Okay. that was another 7-8 million. Yeah, they're just going to come in and get the payout. That's fine. Tell them that they can stay for the payout. Alright, yeah, so this one worked. We didn't get the Rasnaborg Kikis, though, which would have still not helped our tank all that much. That one's ours. We'll just suck it in. And we can start shooting these with actual guns. That would be good. Let's get this guy dead. So the other thing we can try is get the rapid guns and get a little bit even better tracking. Let's see if that works. Like get the dual 625s maybe. But we did pretty good damage to the Vedmak. Part of our problem is going to be tank. We may need to boost our tank just a little bit for that final wave. Though we can overheat. It's hard to say. Let's stop repping so much. That one we can loot. It's nothing. And they're pulling away one of them. So let's just recall... And we can't really reach them. They're pulling them away, so we're just going to do this. That's fine. We're going to stay for the payout, but we're going to recall our drones so they don't get stranded over there and killed. We'll let them have those last two. But it did work. And it's... There's all my repping or something. No, we haven't got the payout yet. That's what it is. So it's like 20 minutes almost, but that's because I had to refit between. I like it. It's got potential. We did 1,000 of our... We're still doing only about... So we lost about 800 damage per shot still. I'm not sure switching to shorter range guns is going to help that though. Could help the smaller things though. Let's take a look. Okay, so that's it. We got paid out. So you can see the hit we took because they had an extra dude, and it was 15 minutes, but at least 3 of that was me refitting, so 12 minutes. It's still pretty much on par. Just telling them that I'm off for a refit. Okay, so let me dock back up. Let me see what we're going to look at with those other guns. And we... Actually, you know what? That's going to be it for this video. That's long enough. Let me know what you guys think. If I should try going to, like, dual 425s, maybe? With tracking, everything tracking, we might be okay. The only concern I'm going to have is against that Vedmak, but we could also bring heavy drones. If we're webbing it and maybe swap the low DDAs for drone tracking, I'm going to try that for the next video after Thursdays. We'll do one more maybe next week, but very interesting. It seemed to work well, so if this is something you're interested, definitely take a look. I would definitely bring nanite repair paste so we can repair this damage between sites so we don't have to dock up. So you can just right click and repair it. If you do want to leave a comment on the fit, definitely do so in the comment section down below. I do appreciate that. Also, if you like the video, give me a thumbs up. That helps with my visibility. So that's going to be my shilling for the day. And if you haven't already subscribed, now I'm done shilling. If you want to join Malevelon Roe, group of guys that run this type of stuff all day long, help each other with fits, do some invasion fleet stuff, a lot of high-sec stuff, come give us a check out. You can see a link to our very basic webpage where you'll find a link to our Discord where you can talk to a recruiter, come have a chat. And if you want to have more long-form discussions about these things with me, definitely hit me up on my private Discord. Links in the description as well as the bottom of the screen. That's my private YouTube Discord where we can have a little more in-depth chat about, you know, these fits and running these sites. I am looking for something very fast. I was thinking some sort of turreted fit, something faster. I'd like something under 8 minutes solo. That's not 3 billion-esque. That is kind of the goal, but tanking it is hard. We may try something, maybe speed tanking the Vedmak, maybe something with an afterburner. I might start playing with that next, but I definitely want to try one more fit on this Praxis. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Holy rambling. I'm going to leave it at that. As always, take care of each other, and I'm out of here.